And welcome back to another episode of Faith Talk with your host, Akriba, and it's always a pleasure to be in your company. Tonight, I have a very special guest with me who's going to really take us into purpose and talk to us about a limitless life. Tonight, I want to welcome the limitless life coach and strategist, Miss Simmone Bowe.
Thank you.
Simmone,
it's good to be here.
Welcome to Faith Talk.
Thank you. I am really honored and excited.
And so am I. And we got a short time to talk about so much. But just brief for those that don't know you, just share a little bit about Simmone.
Well, I am what I call a Bamerican. A lot of people don't know.
I love it.
But I was born in the U.S. to Bahamian parents, lived and grew up in Nassau all of my life. So I consider myself a really island girl and appreciate all of the things that make us who we are and our African British heritage and just all of who we are. I love, comforters.
Salad, fried fish,
all of the good stuff. Fish, banana pancake, right? All of that good stuff. I am proud of that heritage. And I've come up professionally in education and the human resource space. And that landed me into what I'm doing now, which is human resource consulting, coaching, training, mentoring, speaking, writing, singing.
Oh my God, everyone! I said that if I knew, I would have Simmone sing for us tonight, but we got to bring her back. So, because there's so much to talk about, Simmone. There's so much to talk about. But what was the driving force? What got you into everything that you are doing?
Well, really, my own pain became my journey toward this. So as I moved into self-discovery of trying to figure out what's going on with me, how do I end up in these situations that are so heartbreaking and devastating to me, and the impact that they had on my life. And so in me trying to understand myself and studying, these patterns and human behavior and why we do what we do, that became very important to me.
Yes.
Because everything that you see on the surface is not what it is.
Absolutely.
It's just a symptom. There's always something underneath the surface, and that's where we need to go to find our truth and to find our healing. And so for me, going through so many devastating experiences in my life, it drove me to now to this quest of finding out what's really going on. And a lot of times, and it shifted my perspective, because a lot of times we tend to want to blame other people, right?
That's right.
Well, it was her fault. That's the reason why it was his fault. That's what. But we have to take responsibility, personal responsibility for wherever we are in life.
Yes.
We share it.
Yes.
Even if it is, I shouldn't have gone that way. I could have made a different choice. That's my responsibility. I can't blame that on anybody else.
That's right.
So that's really what started me on this path.
And it's beautiful, Simmone, because ever since you're purposely living and you're fulfilled every day.
Every day.
And that's what life is about. I want to jump into something that I saw on your Instagram, Break Free. And I know we can't stay here too long because I got something else I want you to talk about. But Break Free. Are your past experiences keeping you in prison? Just share a little bit on that. I see a poster here with Simmone Bowe. So you said that. You did that. And I really want to hear a little bit more about that, because, yes, some people's past do have them in bondage. They're in prison. Yeah. So share with us a little about that.
Yeah, it's tied to what I said to you before, right?
Wow.
Like we have to understand why we go through some things that we go through.
Yes.
And understand what's going on under the surface. And so until we do that, our past will always have that shackle on our ankle.
Yes.
Right? Because those experiences may repeat themselves until we learn the lesson.
Absolutely.
Right? And so until then, we get stuck in a pattern of behavior until we learn what we're supposed to learn. And when we learn that lesson, then we can break free, because now we will disrupt the pattern and we'll go in a different direction.
Oh my God.
So our past can repeat itself, and that's what holds us back into it. Sometimes we get stuck in the emotions of a past experience.
So good.
I remember in studying emotional intelligence, and there's an organization called 6seconds.org, and they teach that the emotions that we feel, we only feel for 6 seconds.
Are you serious?
Can you believe that? When
No
I read that, it was
way.
like, what?
So 6 seconds,
6
your
seconds.
emotions.
That's it. So really, when you get angry, you're only angry for 6 seconds. If you're sad for 6 seconds. So what keeps us in these emotions for years?
Right.
Some of us. We nurture it.
My God.
We nurture it. We keep rehearsing the experience. We keep rehearsing the pain.
Ooh.
How can we break free if we're doing that? So that's how our past will keep, if we keep holding on to that old relationship, to that
Yes.
old heartbreak, that old, experience on the job, that family member that did this or that, then if we keep rehearsing it, like you people who are, families who are at war with each other, sometimes they can't even remember why they're still angry at each other. Like they don't even, the people who were angry first probably are even dead.
Right.
And nobody in the
Wow.
family could remember, well, why we, as we say in the Bahamas, why we vibing with each
Why we
other?
vibing?
Why we vibing?
Wow.
We don't even know. Let that go.
Jeez.
Let that go.
That is, you just hit me. 6 seconds.
6
So that means
seconds.
when I get angry, I only really angry for 6
over.
seconds.
It's over. And if you really sit and learn to observe yourself in your emotions and observe, and understand, what am I feeling in this moment? You'll realize that it does go away pretty quickly. Now, what doesn't go away may be memories and maybe, the pain of the experience. Yes. We can't trivialize that. And so we have to do things to process our way through to healing. But the emotion itself, you don't feel for very long.
Wow. Okay. Simmone, I'm going to look at
6seconds.org. O-R-G.
I need to check that out.
You have to check
whenever
that
someone's angry, I'm going to say, check out 6seconds.org,
6 seconds, okay.
sweetie. 6 seconds is up.
Time up.
Yeah. I'll be using that, Simmone. But the thing that attracted me to you was a post, 8 reasons why you stop before you get results. Ooh. Let's break the cycle. Now, before the show started, I told you that I kind of mastered this procrastination thing. I would begin something. I was guilty of that and would not complete. And it literally, I want to, but I don't know. I just can't complete it. Mm-hmm. What was the driving force behind this thing? And what are the 8 things, we won't get through 8, but what are some of the things that caused this to happen?
Well, the overarching concept behind that is what people will call self-sabotage. So the things that we do to actually stop ourselves. So we ever heard the expression, you're getting in your own way?
Yes.
That's what this is talking about. It's a belief system that translates into a pattern of behavior that stops you from doing exactly what you want to do. So again, it's going back to now we got to stop blaming.
Right.
We can't blame the government. We can't blame the economy. We can't blame our representative, our boss. What are you doing to stop yourself from being successful? So when we start, procrastination is one of those things. I am very guilty of that as well.
Wow.
Underlying.
Unbelievable.
Yes.
Not Simmone.
Simmone.
Wow.
Very much a procrastinator.
Wow.
And so the underlying thing with procrastination is what I have found, fear. So we have to dig into, what am I afraid of? Because the procrastination is resistance. So you know what's on the other side.
Right.
You know what you want. You could taste it. It's like, I want that. I really want that.
Yes.
Yes. But there's a resistance there that's stopping you from getting to that other side. And that's what you have to dig into. What are you really afraid of? So now for me, I tend to put off things that I don't enjoy doing. So they may be routine things or things that I think are difficult. I will put it off because I don't want to make the time to dig into this and perhaps face something that may be challenging to me.
Right.
Right? The second thing that I procrastinate on is because I know it's going to be successful for me. And there's a resistance that I have. I realize there's an underlying fear of succeeding.
Wow. Come on. Wow.
Because, and when you really start to unravel the layers in my life, I've seen wealth, not mine personally,
Right.
but I've seen like growing up, my parents who were able to move to success, and so I was able to go to a very good school, and I had exposure to a lot of great things.
Yes.
But what I found was, and it was a very unconscious thing, and I had to dig into it later on this journey, that people don't really like people who are succeeding.
This is true too.
You ever realize that?
I did. I do.
Like there's a resentment
Yes.
to people who are successful.
Yes.
And so I picked that up, intuitively, but I never really realized that I took it on. It became my money story.
Wow.
That you're not liked, you're not accepted when you are doing well.
This is
So
true.
when people would ask me, what school did you go to?
Right.
And I would say the name of the school, like there would be this expression that would come over people's face like, oh. And it made me feel bad. It made me feel ashamed. So I started to like hide. So it then became now, do I really want to be successful? Because then if I'm successful, then I'll probably be alone. You see the layers now?
Yes.
You see how deep this goes down?
Yes, Simmone.
And I don't want to be alone.
Wow.
I didn't want to not be accepted or affirmed. So maybe I'll just not be as successful as I could be.
Wow.
For some of us, we fear failure.
Absolutely.
So if I do it, what if this
What
doesn't
if?
work?
The what if? Yes, that's
What
it.
if I do this fake talk show and nobody watches it? What if I don't get any likes? What if people say no when I invite them to come on the show and they don't want to come on?
And this is one of the things that causes people to not complete
Correct.
what they need to do.
Correct. Then we have things like self-doubt, just not believing in ourselves enough. Like for me, this is my third time being a full-time entrepreneur. And this time I said, you know what? If I don't bet on myself this lap, who will?
Simmone, so this is just drop a nugget right there. So this is your third time
Yes.
being a self-entrepreneur.
Yes.
Dropping everything else.
Everything else.
But like in Bahamian slang, working for the man.
Working for the man.
Right, to do your thing.
To do my thing. And each time before, when things would maybe get a little tough, I would listen to the voices, have well-meaning people who would say, you know what, why don't you get a job? Why don't you get a salary? You could go back to that. Or just do this on the side.
Right, like just get a salary.
And so I did that on and off, on and off, on and off. This time, I said, you know what? You have to break this cycle.
Cycle, yes.
You have to believe in yourself.
Yes.
Believe that you're capable. And people would come and they would say, my friend would say, you're so humble. But I'm like, I'm just me. I'm just trying to do me. I'm just trying to live in purpose. So I'm not going to put on airs and all that stuff. But sometimes it's, do I really believe that I'm great? Do I really? And that leads to imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome is also another way that we get stuck, because we do get successful and we believe I don't belong here. If people really know my struggles, if people really know what I've been through, if people think you're not as great as you appear.
Wow.
That's the imposter syndrome.
Wow.
And so that keeps us stuck, because I don't want people to find out that I'm not real.
Imposter.
Imposter.
You don't want people to find
syndrome.
out that. Say that again.
I'm not real. Because in your mind, this is what the lie is telling you.
Right.
The lie is telling you that you're not great.
Yes.
Simply because you may have had some struggles. You may still have some struggles.
Wow.
So I don't belong at this elevated place. I don't deserve to have what I have.
So question, Simmone. You ever walked in a room that you belonged in, but it said, oh no, you don't belong here. Like that's imposter creeping in right there, right? Mm-hmm. Oh my God.
You have to tell yourself, I belong here.
Yes.
And you have to, start to, that's why a lot of people talk about doing affirmations. And I subscribe to them.
Yes.
But I believe that you have to do affirmations in conjunction with digging into the limiting beliefs, which is what drive self-sabotage.
Yes.
The limiting beliefs that's driving your behavior. Because saying the affirmations alone is not going to help. Because you could say I'm beautiful, I'm creative,
And
I'm
this is
intelligent
true, but if you
all
don't
day.
believe it, and that is true, we can say things, but do you really believe
Do you
it?
really believe it? Your actions will tell you what you really believe.
Absolutely.
And that's why we settle. That's why we compromise. That's why we stay stuck. That's why we don't take action toward our dreams. It's those actions or inactions that
God.
speak to what you really believe about yourself.
Oh my God.
That's why we stay in bad situations.
You are right.
I did that.
You are right. That's a low self-esteem kind of thing. I can tell you, but that I've been there too.
Telling you.
I've
People
been there
pleasing.
too. Oh yes, I've been there too.
You can feel you have to perform for acceptance and love, and so people pleasing looks like I'll do anything for you. I'm so helpful, but underneath that is this fear that I'm not going to be loved.
So I could listen to you like all day, like, because it is so true. Because I've heard this before where people are okay when you're both here, and then when you begin to, that's a problem.
It's a problem.
Oh my God!
And that's why they will tell you, look at your circle. Watch how your circle changes as you change. And it's not even sometimes with elevation, it's just even in your healing.
Yes.
Because see, as you begin to heal, there are certain things that you're not going to do anymore.
And certain people you don't
Certain
need anymore. You
people,
can't carry them.
You can't carry them. There's certain things you don't tolerate anymore.
Yes.
And so as you begin to change, your circle changes if they cannot now evolve with the person that you're becoming. I remember going through, as a people pleaser, you have to really set up boundaries, right?
Yes.
For yourself and to be able to speak up and talk about what you want or what you don't like. And I remember when I started to do that, oh my goodness, it made some people so mad at me.
Oh my
I'm
God.
serious. It's like, because they never like, who's this person?
Yes.
Because I'm always the one that's just, okay. Everything's okay.
Right, and then when it happens, people
fine.
are like, well, who Simmone thinks she is now, right?
Like, what happened now? Like, oh,
Wow.
Okay, well, I've lost friends. Standing up for myself. And so I have to decide now, what is the path that I'm going to take? Am I going to stay in this self-sabotaging path? Or am I going to go along this path of purpose and personal power?
Well, that's where I'd want to be.
Well, it comes with a price.
It does. It really does. So how's it been? I mean, being a entrepreneur for the third time. I mean, I know you've hit international stages. You've met your network. You've met so many interesting people. How's that been going? You're still in it, which means that you ain't. That's it. You ain't going back to work for demand unless you're the boss. And they're okay. That's what I'm talking about. How's that been going, Simmone? The international stages and the platforms and the networking. How's that been going for you?
It's been going well. I've been amazed at how God does things.
Yes.
And it really has been a faith walk. Because I wasn't, you always think you're not ready, not just yet. You always feel like I have a couple more things I want to put in place, and then God's like, nope, now.
Go now.
Go. This is it.
It's never going to be a perfect situation, so you have to go.
No, and He shows you the signs.
Yes.
Like we talk about rejection. Rejection is redirection.
Yes.
It shows you this no is pointing you to here.
Rejection is redirection. I love that, Simmone.
It's true. You have to reframe a lot of things because it causes us to get depressed. When we think about, this job said no, this job said no, nobody wants me. That's the disempowered way of thinking. But you have to think, well, maybe this is not the path. Maybe this is not the time. And this is where now I have to trust. And we don't like to trust too well,
No.
We love to be in control. We love to know what's next.
Yes.
And that was this push for me this time. I didn't know what was next. But I knew what I didn't want. And I had to say no to some things that were actually offers on the table. And I said, but if this is how things are transpiring now, this looks like this is going down. I don't want this for myself. And I can tell you that I stopped working for the man, but I never stopped working. I've not stopped working.
Wow. Wow, Simmone.
I'm telling you, it's like I walked off a cliff right onto solid ground.
Isn't God good?
I'm telling you. And every bit of business that I've had up to this point is a referral.
Wow.
I've not advertised. Like, I've not gone out publicly and said, hey, I'm open for business. Wow. It's been one phone call after the next. I'm amazed. Every week, I'm amazed. I'll get a phone call. I'll get an email. Someone gave me your number, or we're doing this thing and we need you. Could you give us a proposal? Could you give us what's your price? Give us an invoice. Like, and out of the blue, it's like out of the blue. Like, you don't know where these people find you from, where they get your number from.
God is doing it.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, God is doing it.
I'm telling you, so I have to trust him.
Wow. My last question, Simmone. This is important. How was it for you during the pandemic when everything was locked down and, people were at the lowest of lows that happened? Mm-hmm. How was it for you and the business during that time? Was it a peak, a good thing for you, or was it a downfall?
It was both. So at the beginning of the pandemic, I got so fired up. I was like so inspired. My God. And that sounds crazy, right?
Right.
But I even had this quote that I said, my purpose is not on lockdown.
That's right. Oh, you preaching. You preaching. That's right.
You can't lock down my purpose.
That's right.
And I was speaking more virtually during the pandemic. That's the international platform.
Yeah, that's it right there.
Speaking everywhere virtually. Africa, India.
Look at that.
London,
whoa,
Barbados, like all over the place. I birthed a virtual leadership conference during that time.
Wow.
I was going live on Facebook every week for about 4 months for something called Purpose Push, just to encourage people, like, keep pushing, and spite. And that's where that saying came from. Yes. My purpose is not on lockdown.
Yes.
Push. Out of Purpose Push, I wrote, created a devotional planner.
Wow.
That it's available for sale now. It took me 2 years to get it to market.
I wish you had brought it in
I
for us.
know.
So my God.
It's at the shipper, though. It's
okay.
Yes.
Yes. So hopefully we could get a copy of that so we can just show people. So it's available on...
right now, I have to make these technical connections so that people can buy it online. No problem. But I have it available.
Awesome.
If you're in the Bahamas, or I can ship it to you.
Awesome.
Wherever you are.
Awesome.
So I was birthing things. I birthed another book called Me First, a self-love guide for the purposeful woman.
Yes.
So that was at the beginning of the pandemic. Wow. But toward the end of the pandemic, I went into a slump.
Ooh.
Personally.
Yes.
So emotionally, I don't know if it was burnout or just the strain of always like being pumped for that solid year and a half or so. So I just went into this place of, I'm tired.
Wow.
I am tired. Yeah. It'll be real, right?
Yeah, no, you better keep it real.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
But my purpose isn't on lockdown.
But my purpose is not on lockdown. So
That's
I'm feeling my second wind now.
Yeah, man. I'm feeling that for you too. Like I feel so good right now, someone I can lift this whole couch with me and you in it. I mean, because that's the kind of high you want to be on. Yeah. You want to be on that kind of high, and that's why I thought that this was so important for us to talk, because people are still very low.
Yes.
People are still very low. People don't know who to connect with. Yeah. Everybody, like you say, calls are just coming from. You don't know where they're coming from. But there are some people that just don't know where to start. They started and they can't finish. And I thought that this conversation just was necessary for us to have. So I thank God that I was able to connect with you, Mr. Moon. And trust me, I'm not going to leave your side. I'm going to be calling on you.
Please do.
I'm going to be calling on you.
I'm going to be calling on you too.
Of course. I told my coordinator, I was like, I got to talk to someone. Like, I get her. I need to talk to her, because that really attracted me, especially when you can bear witness with something. And I know that I struggled with it for such a long time. And even coming back to the show, I told the team that one of the things that I'm not prepared to do is procrastinate. If I start to feel that spirit itching around me with any one of y'all, I'm sorry. Y'all got to sit on the side for a while because it could really sabotage everything. And like you say, self-sabotage. Because sometimes I'll tell the team, well, I don't want to do the show right now. And they'll be like, no, the show is going to happen tonight, tomorrow it's going to happen. And so
great.
I love
That's
that.
great to
I
have
love that
people
they're
around you
pushing
that
me
push you.
because sometimes, like you say, self-sabotage, I will literally tell myself, well, I don't want to do the show tonight. I'm pumped up all week, But then all of a sudden, maybe we could cancel. I try to find some way to get out. And even one of my team members said, my head was hurting, so I said, we could cancel. He said, no, you're not canceling.
So I ask yourself, what's going on there?
Yes, and so I'm happy to have a team that is going to push me as well.
That's right. That's right. That's so important.
It's very important.
So
Simone.
important.
It's very important. So you love to sing, and I know we can't. I wish you was able to drop a note for us tonight, Simone. You have to come back, and you have to do that for us because your voice is beautiful.
Thank
I think
you.
that's your outlet right there.
Yes, it
you
is.
sing, and that's your like Friday night
it
groove.
lifts
That's
me
your
and
melodious sounds and oh my God,
food for the soul. That's what I call it.
Music
for the soul.
Yeah, we gotta bring you back to Faith Talk just to give us a rendition.
Yes.
But I never end the show without allowing my guests to take us out with an encouraging word or something that the viewers may need, a great takeaway from this. Speak to the person that wants to begin or the person that has begun but cannot finish. Just give them an encouraging word tonight for us.
Okay, I will. Thank you.
Yes.
And thank you for the opportunity again.
God
I
bless
really
you.
appreciate
Yes,
it.
Simone.
And to those of you who are out there who want to start or you have already started and you feel stuck, first of all, just be kind to yourself. A lot of times we are so difficult or hard on ourselves. We are our own worst critic. Our self-talk is very negative, and you say, oh, you're so stupid. Why can't you get this done? Cut all of that out. Be kind to yourself. Just start from where you are. Pick up from where you left off. Don't you always have that friend, that one friend who it doesn't matter how long you've never talked, but when you pick up the phone, it's like you never stop talking? Yes. That's how our purpose is. That's how God is with us. He is always in flow, and it's just a matter of us stepping back into flow. So you may feel like I'm not getting anywhere. Action creates momentum. Don't forget that. Action creates momentum. So even if it's very small actions, take a step toward where you want to be. Push past the fears, push past the doubt, push past the naysayers, the people who are telling you can't do it, this don't make no sense. Push past all of that. Go with what you believe. Go with what you've been told to do. Take action, create momentum in your life, and you will see the motivation come. You'll see the fire come back, and I want to hear about it. Tell on Faith Talk, tell them so they can tell me.
I love it. Thank you so much.
Be encouraged and keep pushing.
Yes, I love it. As you were talking, I literally saw you on a stage with thousands of people. It's like it was like an arena, and you had the microphones that you have to the mouth, and you were just there, and you were just free flowing. You were here, and it just happened just like that. That's what I saw. When that happens, Simone, I want front seat ticket. You better let me be in the front. I want to be like, hey, that's my friend. I love it, Simone, but I just saw that, and to God be the glory. I'm sure that's going to happen one day.
That.
Yes,
it will.
In Jesus' name. But how can the audience connect with you socially if they need to connect with you? Instagram, Facebook, could you share with us your platforms?
Absolutely. So there's Instagram, there's Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and what is the other one? Those are the main ones. Yeah.
Main ones?
Yeah. And it's my name, which is Simmone with 2 M's, a middle initial L, last name Bowe, Bowe. So once you put my name in, you will find me on those platforms. And my site is www.thelimitlesslifecoachingco.com. It's kind of long, but you'll be able to connect with my calendar, or you'll be able to get the Purpose Push Planner and some other information there if you want to reach me.
Awesome. So that's it for tonight, folks. It was a pleasure once again having you, Simmone. I feel limitless tonight, y'all.
Woo,
I feel limitless tonight. Hey,
I am limitless.
I know.
Are you limitless?
I am. Indeed, limitless. And my purpose is never going to be locked down. So until another episode of Faith Talk, thank you for joining me tonight. I pray that you were blessed. May the peace of God continue to be with you always. Good night. God bless you.
It is our prayer that you are blessed by this episode. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and click the bell to receive notifications of new uploads. God bless.
Hi, I'm Simmone Bowe, and I was just privileged to be a part of Faith Talk with Akriba. And I must say that this has been an amazing experience from start to finish. Pre-show with all of the great communication and giving me information, what to prepare for, how to get here on set and everything, and getting on set and just feeling the warmth and the vibrant passion of the team and the whole host has been just an amazing experience, and I'm really happy to have been a part of it. Thank you so much.
Do you have a life story to share that you know only God could have brought you out? One that can change someone's life for the better. Become a guest on Faith Talk by emailing faithtalklive7@gmail.com or send a direct message on Instagram at faith_talk_. We look forward to hearing from you.